On this trip, I went to the Greek Peloponnese region and I wanted to do a digital detox. I found myself doing more than this. The flight was out of Birmingham, a new airport for me and a good airport. It gave me a chance to look around the NEC with its ornamental lake and ride its monorail. I was travelling with my sister and her friends, but while we went together, we would have very different holidays. The flight was good. I got a whole road to myself and a good view of the Greek mountains and islands along its west coast. I was staying at a beach house near Kalamata and my sister was staying on a nearby resort. The beach house was surrounded by fields and was perfect for some rest and relaxation. The sea was only a few hundred yards away and I could sit on my terrace watching the boats. The first thing I did was to check out the beach. It was pretty nice and very quiet. That first couple of days I spent walking locally in a rural environment, surrounded by crops and olive groves. The quiet back roads and fields had small cottages and shacks by them for the Greek farm workers to have a break from labouring in the sun. There were occasional lorries making deliveries and huge luxury coaches dropping off more holidaymakers at the upmarket resort nearby. The holiday season was largely over, but the resort was still full. I settled into my beach house, walked the local footpaths and watched the workers in the field harvesting the peanut crops. For my digital detox I had only taken a basic smartphone, no iPad or computer, and the TV only had one English news channel with no internet. I wanted to see if I could spend a week without being glued to screens. The phone only had room for a few apps and I had deleted ones that would keep me scrolling. There were only 3 restaurants within walking distance, a lady selling fruit and veg from a stall, and a beach club that was still open, though the season was pretty much over. The food was good and healthy, especially all the fruit. I started to feel good with that and the increased exercise. I explored the beach, walking past a nearby resort and watching the boats that were sailing in the afternoon winds. The weather was sunny, and even though it was October, it was plenty warm enough for a Brit. The house had Wi-Fi so I could access the internet there, but the phone didn't have a regular data plan, so there was no internet when I was away from the house. I'd only got a small amount of data that I could turn on for emergencies. For entertainment, I listened to music on Spotify and podcasts for a bit of human connection. My sister and friends were busy most of the time doing sporting activities at their resort. I tried a digital detox on a weekend away in Ireland, but this trip was for a week and I didn't know how it was going to go. When my sister was nearby and the travel arrangements for the trip were quite simple, I wasn't too worried. We kept in touch by texting, which worked fine. I took daily swims and soon realised that the sea was calm in the mornings and choppy in the afternoons when the winds got up. The beach was quite empty where I was. It was like having a private beach. To the left of the beach were the mountains behind Kalamata, and they provided a beautiful backdrop for swims. Highest of them, Mount Tegitos, the tallest mountain in the Peloponnese, at 2,400 metres. The sea was clear in the mornings, and although it was a sandy beach, I started to see a few fish. They were quite shy to start with, but that would change. This place was perfect for swimming, the house being so close to the beach and no worries about leaving gear on the beach. The best sea swimming I'd done for years. I just poodled around watching the fish.
Σε μια χορδή που χτυπάει δυνατά μέσα στο στήθος σου, σαν άστρο που σβήνει και μια μελωδία πίσω σ' αφήνει. Η μέρα μου, φως μου, ζωή μου, ψυχή μου και πάθος και λάθος και τέλος και αρχή μου, μικρή μου, πληγή μου. Κι αφού οι καλοί σου λένε πάντα την αλήθεια και νικούν και σε παίρνουν μακριά, γιατί εσύ μου σφυρίζεις. Κι αφού θέλεις να βγεις στη βροχή και να χωρέσεις.
I chilled out on the terrace after swimming, and there were some fantastic sunrises and sunsets I could watch from there or down on the beach. After swimming for a couple of days, the fish seemed to get used to me and were coming closer.
Δεν υπάρχει λόγος να υποφέρω, ούτε καν να προφέρω το όνομά σου εδώ. Κάποιος έφτιαξε στη γη το παγκράτη και δεν έκλεισα μάτι από εκείνη τη μέρα εγώ. Το air condition στους 16 να ανοίξεις, προτιμώ να το πνίξεις αυτό.
I realised as well as the fish swimming in the shallows, there was another type that swam just under the surface that I hadn't noticed before. The occasional paddleboarder and canoe passed by from the resort, but the fish were largely undisturbed except by me. Then, on my last swim, there were large shoals of tiny fish swimming around me. They seemed quite unafraid. The physical detox with good food and plenty of exercise worked well, and the digital detox too. I didn't need to be glued to a screen all day. Living a simple life in the sunshine made me feel good. Only having basic tech had helped, and I didn't even need an expensive camera for this trip. Flying back, I exchanged stories about the trip with the lady sitting next to me. She had enjoyed the holiday too and stayed on my sister's resort. I stayed the night at an airport hotel and had a quick look round Birmingham in the morning, seeing the Brummies' fascination with bulls. Greece had been very relaxing, the perfect detox, and I wouldn't forget the beautiful location, the sea, and swimming with the fishes for a long while. Some questions still to answer. Would I do it again? Yeah, definitely. Would I take more gear? That depends on where I was going. Could I take less gear? Well, probably not. How much did I use of the tech I took? I used all of it, the old phone the most, and a GoPro, and then I used a basic Kindle a little bit. How did having a phone with a very small screen affect things? Some apps are rubbish on a small screen, so I use them less. Even YouTube is less desirable. Did I have space for video phones and music on the phone? No, I had to delete most of those. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.
Ξύπνησα μες στον ύπνο μου και άκουσα δυο φωνές. Η μια μου είπε ξέχνα την και πάψε πια να κλαις.